All right, we back, people, and we have a new co-commentator.
Hello, hello.
The great Ramusi is with us.
Ramez Spiral Flames here. I'm happy to join Crazy Flying to co-cast
Yeah.
this beautiful tournament so far.
So now we're at we're at round three. I will just correct that real quick. We have Belo Betty versus Pluffy.
Pire présentateur que j'ai jamais vu de ma vie. Même sur Wing Sports, c'est plus intéressant. Ramon, il faut. Something like Jazeera, you know.
Got you. I got you.
ممتاز يا ربح الكورة بالعربي.
All right, perfect. So,
All right,
Belo
what do
Betty
you think of
against
this
Pluffy.
matchup?
I think Pluffy generally struggles against heavy aggro. So it's very interesting to see if he's able to like build a wide board, control Belo's board, make sure it's empty at all times, and then just take the game in like 1 to 2 turns if he has like enough big bodies on the board.
Yeah, I agree. So technically, Belo Betty needs to end this really fast because the end game of Pluffy is really strong.
Very, very strong. He's got those rushers. So if he's really able to like commit that strategy of like really making sure the Belo Betty doesn't have resources in hand, it can look very difficult.
Yeah.
And the Belo's objective, obviously, to just try and swarm it as fast as possible. Make sure the Pluffy is scared to use his leader ability. So it should be a very interesting one.
As Pluffy, would you rather swing or starve the Betty?
Honestly, it's a good question. I think the general strat is you do want to starve them.
Yeah,
Regardless
I
of them
think
coming
taking
in.
one life is okay.
Maybe one life, yeah, could
Yeah.
could work out. It's just you really want to make sure that your bodies are efficiently trading into theirs.
Yeah,
Obviously, it's always scary if the Bello gets like 1, 2 Karasus, and suddenly that aggression is just amplified. So
yeah.
should be a very interesting one.
So now we have Pluffy took the 5K swing life.
Oh, did he take a 5K?
Yeah,
Oh wow, I missed that. Wow. Okay,
that's interesting.
that is very very interesting. I guess maybe he's going with the strat of not wanting to rely on his leader ability,
Yeah.
just develop some bodies.
And I would guess that Pluffy lost the Dyro since he is second.
Yeah.
So now he's playing the Bond clear ramp one. And he's passing. He's starving the Betty.
Yeah, I think it's the correct move,
Yeah.
to be honest.
You don't want any triggers to.
You don't want triggers. You don't want them. You know that they're going to pitch one card every turn if they want to activate that leader effect. So
Yeah.
you want to make sure to limit them of all resources. Mini Noob, the only cute person here is you. So
Mhm. Oh, interesting. Like the chat says, is the Pluffy is playing a Judgment of Hell, which could really help versus this matchup. You give two character minus 3,000.
it's already starting with that aggression.
Yeah.
Pitching the card, ready to go in.
So he's swinging, giving all his character plus 3K.
Is there the 8 cost Dolphy? I actually missed that in the Pluffy's hand. I can't really see it too clearly.
Oh, yeah, it might be the Don Quixote build.
I am not too familiar with that build. I don't know if it's been performing recently, but
Because they actually like to go second with that build.
okay, interesting, interesting. So I guess it makes sense. I kind of missed who won the dice roll. So
Yeah, same. You have a 9 cost Big Mom. Yeah, he's playing that event too.
yeah, I guess if they are running that,
Yeah,
the
minus,
Don Quixote package,
Yeah.
they're gonna run a lot more events.
Oh
more
yeah,
in
that's
hand.
that makes sense now. Oh, but he's already going to one life.
Yeah, that's that's very scary. We might have a very quick game.
Yeah. What do you have?
A lot of cards in hand.
Big
some
hand.
events.
Have events.
Really wants to make sure he at
If
least
he
clears
can just
one, maybe two
stabilize the
bodies.
board, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
Can
so
we zoom
basically the Don Quixote build, they run the Rosinante and the 8 cost Dofi. It's a build that really likes to go second.
I mean, imagine it must be performing so far if they're XO so far.
Yeah,
Obviously, there's always that element of
I saw it
surprise.
got popular like maybe 1 or 2 weeks already. So I'm glad we see it on stream. I'm not that familiar to with that build.
Montreal meta is indeed wild. I think this set is actually introducing a lot of very interesting leaders and combinations, stuff
Yeah,
we're not really expecting. There's always the element of surprise at the beginning of new sets, so it's very interesting to see what people are cooking up in anticipation for the regional.
and also this is probably a good testing ground for the Montreal regional. So people are maybe trying some wild decks.
100% agree. So is that a Morley on Belo Betty's
Yeah,
board? Yeah. If he's able to clear, ooh, okay, coming in with the Lin Lin, or no, that's the Rosie. Sorry, can't really see it too clearly from here. Playing out the
yeah. So
Rochinante.
he brings back purple event from his trash. No, he trash one event to draw two. Sorry,
Draw two. Yep. And then I can't see how much Dawn the Pluffy player is at.
and he
If he's able to
restand two
take
down at the
advantage
end
of
of
the
his
restand.
turn.
Yep. He is indeed okay. At least at 7 Dawn. Nice.
Okay, so his board right now is looking really strong, but he's still at 1 life.
I would have liked him to be able to clear the Morley as well, but
Yeah, because now there's some big swing coming up. He still have two down up. And the Belo Betty is still at 4 life. So let me just consider that.
looks like not too many cards in hand for the Belo Betty though.
Yeah, he have 4 cards, I believe. So Belo Betty asks what the Judgment of Hell does. It's -1 done to give 2 character or a leader minus 3k power.
Okay, very strong, yes.
With this build, you always like have the this character that withstands some of your down to play these defensive events.
I think we see there the Noru, so that can catch people off guard as well, thinking they can maybe go for lethal.
Yeah.
So since I missed the first couple of games, what have we had so far? Just out of curiosity.
First game we had Yellow Kid versus Bonnie,
Okay, beautiful.
which Yellow Kid managed to get the win
Okay.
with really some interesting play. He healed a lot, give his blockers. He played the 7 cost Law with 8 cost Kid, and just managed to
Squeak
to
it
run
away.
down the game. With Bonnie, we didn't have a big hand. Like he played his 8 cost Kid, but didn't. He had like I think 1 or 2 cards in hand.
Okay. Just fighting for life before he's even able to play the 8-cost kid.
Yeah. And second game we had a Teach versus Red Green Law.
Oh.
Sorry, Red Green Smoker.
Yes.
And I believe Teach like had every answer to
Oh wow. Okay.
Red Green Smoker
Perfect.
board, and just managed to get a win.
Yeah, if you can remove those 5 costs as they
Yeah.
come down, it's just pretty much a steamroll from there. You get
Yeah.
into the late game with those 10-cost teachers.
And then he was pretty healthy before dropping like 2 Teach in a row and just win the game. And now we're at round 3 with Belo and Pluffy. I like the diversity so far.
Yeah.
We don't have any same decks that came back.
I was just going to say, it's pretty much what we'd anticipate of the meta so far.
Yeah.
All these leaders, nothing is like a big surprise. Maybe the builds and the card choices that some of these leaders are running, but so far seems pretty representative of what we would expect.
Yep.
No Shank so far, though. I expect to see that.
No Shanks on stream, but I think there's a lot of Shanks there.
There's a couple in the
Yeah.
tournament. We'll be excited to see them. Because there's also a couple of Shanks builds that have been showing themselves so far. You've
Yeah.
got the Straw Hat, the Aggro, you got the Control Shank,
Yeah.
even the Animal Shanks. I don't know if that's still represented, but very curious to see what ends up being played and represented.
I see they implemented the 4 cost event, the Gum Gum Mole.
Oh, yes.
That's a really strong card.
And we can see here the Pluffy taking that last life now at
Yeah.
0.
Now he's at 0, but he have a pretty good
Does the
big
Belo choose to
hand.
just jam right now? Try and remove some cards out of the Pluffy's
Yeah.
hands because there's no risk of dying next turn.
So there's no more even up.
Or actually, they could be at risk. No, no, not necessarily. As long as they can
'Kay.
counter out of one swing next turn.
Yeah, so
they would
he's
be at no risk.
jamming.
I think that is the correct move. Try and rip as many
And
cards as possible
yeah,
from the Pluffy's hand.
you have to give up 3 cards. So he's setting
those
up
3
Lido for
cards.
next turn. But now the Pluffy can clear the board.
But another question is, when does the Pluffy decide to switch from clearing board to try
Yeah,
and ending the game?
that's
Because they
the
continue
point.
playing on the defensive on the back foot. They're going to
Exactly.
end up losing that game.
You're trying to stabilize so hard, but you don't pressure at all. So you give opportunity to the Betty to just go all in every turn.
All right, so starting with the Bon Curry swing, where
Yeah.
is he going to target that? At the Morley copying
Yeah.
Ivankov. So maybe they're able to keep some
Does he
Don
have
open,
the
some
9 cost
blocker
Linden in
maybe.
hand?
All right, and with that they're able to clear the board.
Yeah, he's probably gonna heal himself.
And now, does he opt to start pitching away at their life? I think the correct answer is yes. They really
Yeah.
want to try and get them down a little bit to take the game
Yeah.
next turn if they're able to survive. Really contemplating.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Rosinante is not a blocker, right?
No, it is not.
Okay. Yeah,
So
so
they need to
it's
either play a blocker or float a lot of Dawn
Yeah.
enough to survive.
either have to play 2 blocker or heal 1.
I think the fear is also if they start to swing at life, if they get that trigger body, it
Mm-hmm.
might be a bit harder for them to stabilize. They opt to play that Lin Lin. Healing up, I think that's correct. Forcing the Belo Betty to have a dragon
Yeah.
Inazuma, some sort of a rush in order to
Oh,
even
so
have the
he
potential
also
of
resent
winning it.
2
So
down.
having
That's
some
true.
Dons, so it's always scary.
Yeah. So now has Battle Betty.
It's a good observation from Jan. I agree. I would think that maybe you would have wanted to swing,
Yeah.
see if they take, see if it triggers, and then use the Lin Lin on a body. And in this case, they just used it to get
Yeah.
the life. So I definitely agree. I think maybe not the most optimal sequencing from Pluffy there.
So now we don't see what he have in hand for the Bello. Does he have a rush?
I'm not actually entirely sure how many cards they even have in hand. It's not too clear from here.
Or will you jam?
They really, if they don't have any of those rush bodies, it could end
Yeah.
up going very bad for the Bello.
Okay, looks like he's swinging 8.
I think they're going into lead, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so. So now he used the Dofi ability
Yeah, restand.
to ram 1 down active. He's probably gonna use the Judgment of Hell.
Resting 2 Dawn.
Yeah. giving him -3, so he's missing 1k. Yeah, he pitches blocker kid.
And
Oh, and now Betty established
giving the
Ivankov.
blocker kid. Yep,
Yeah,
makes sense. I'm playing the Ivankov. Okay.
into a Karasu.
I mean, if it was Karasu, I would have liked him to do it
Yeah,
before because
exactly.
giving that -1 to leader beforehand.
Exactly.
So it's very interesting
That's surprising.
sequencing here.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if
Could have made him pitch one more.
yeah, one more or a 2K. So very interesting sequencing there. I'm not sure if there's a reason behind that. Not that I can think of.
Yeah, there's no trigger from purple that can KO a Farkas.
Because there's not even a trigger that I can imagine that he would be worried about for the Pluffy to trigger. So yeah. Giving the Pluffy no choice here but to swing at life if they choose to swing.
Yeah,
And staring down that Karasu is also very scary, knowing that 3 swings,
Yeah.
potentially 4 coming down next turn.
so he took a live, no trigger here.
So here's the first swing coming out of Pluffy.
Yeah,
I think that's a quick take from the Belo Betty.
yeah,
Pick
he,
up the
he have
trigger.
to settle a little for next turn because he cannot just survive 2 more turn, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, the trigger from Belo Betty would be quite devastating here.
Yeah,
It's more the Belo Betty. I'm not sure why they decided to swing first and then Karasu
Mhm.
for the triggers on the Pluffy side.
yeah.
That remains a mystery.
Maybe he rotated from another play.
It's possible, yeah, depending on how they reacted.
Yeah.
It's very, very possible.
So now he's gonna swing 7.
Going in indeed with the 7.
So with 3 cards in hand, he's probably gonna take it.
The scary part here is
Oh, no
if
trigger.
if they trigger the blocker, the 7 Kasanji is still a threat.
Yeah,
And it gains it rush, so it pretty much would almost guarantee the game if that happens.
yeah.
3 cards now, I believe, in Belo's hand. Potentially 4 is not too clear for me on my side.
So it looks like. Yeah, I think you're right. It might be the 7 costs.
Yeah. Trying to feel out
Oh, now he got a
Belo
trigger.
takes.
He plays one more
But
body.
it's not a blocker if I'm not
Oh
mistaken.
no, yeah. No, I think he would have played it first and swung at the characters if it was a Sanji. Oh, I think he's going for game.
Yeah, he still has the 2 swings.
Yeah.
This is pretty much
Oh, he's going for game, and I think he have it. That would be 12.
no trigger. And just jamming in, that should guarantee it. I'm not sure how much he's swinging for there. Looks like quite a lot. 13, I believe.
Looks like it wasn't
7.
enough, right?
9, 10. And that's game. Pluffy takes it away.
Yeah, that was 11, so the Pluffy have the game.